Hello, beloved brothers and sisters. It is with great joy that I welcome each of you to this special moment we are about to share together. Today, we gather here in this virtual space where God's presence can manifest in surprising and touching ways. It is a privilege to be with you, even at a distance, and I hope you feel the peace and love of Christ in your hearts. Today, we will explore a profound and very personal theme. What is God trying to say to you right now? In a world so hectic and full of distractions, we often find ourselves caught in currents of thoughts, worries, and challenges that can draw us away from attentively listening to God's voice. Therefore, it is essential to pause, reflect, and open our hearts to what He might be communicating to us at this very moment. Have you ever found yourself thinking, what does God want to say to me? Or, how can I discern His will in my life? These are legitimate and essential questions in the journey of faith. Sometimes we may feel lost or confused, and it is in those moments that we need to remember that God is always present, always speaking, always guiding. And even if the answer doesn't come immediately, the search for this communication can lead us to a place of greater intimacy with Him. During this video, we will reflect on different ways that God may be communicating with us. We can find His voice in the scriptures, in everyday situations, in prayers, and often through the wisdom of others around us. It is an invitation to open our spiritual ears and eyes to perceive the subtleties of His message. I want to encourage you to stay with us, to allow yourselves to be touched, and to open up to the possibility that God has something very special reserved for each of you. And I would like to invite you to share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. How have you felt God's voice in your life? Have you had a significant experience you would like to share? Your story could be the answer someone needs to hear. Together, we can build each other's faith and create a community of support and love. Throughout our gathering, we will also talk about the importance of silence and contemplation. Amidst the noise and rush of everyday life, we often forget that God speaks in silence. We will explore how we can create space in our lives to listen, to pause, and to reflect. Do you remember the last time you allowed yourself a moment of stillness? How did it impact your relationship with God? Additionally, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. This way, you can follow more content aimed at strengthening your spiritual journey and deepening your relationship with the Lord. Don't miss the chance to connect more with this community that seeks to grow in faith and love for Christ. And finally, remember that God is always revealing Himself to us, in every moment, in every breath. He is not a distant God, but a loving Father who desires to have an intimate relationship with us. Therefore, as we prepare for this reflection, I invite you to offer a silent prayer, asking the Lord to open your heart and mind to receive the message He has for you. May this video be a channel of blessing and an opportunity for spiritual growth. Together, let us discover what God is trying to say to us in this precious moment. Let's begin our journey. O Lord God Almighty, Creator of heaven and earth, I come before you with an open heart and a spirit thirsty for your presence. Amidst the whirlwind of life where the voices of the world often overshadow your gentle and sweet melody, I ask that you grant me the grace to silence my mind and heart. Help me, Lord, to find the quiet necessary to hear your voice, which echoes in the depths of my soul, even when distractions seem endless. Lord, I recognize that I am often so immersed in my worries and tasks that I forget to listen to what you have to say to me. Therefore, I cry out for a spirit of discernment and patience. May I learn to stop, to breathe, and to pay attention. May I be sensitive to your messages, which may come in subtle forms, like the whisper of the wind or the song of the birds. Teach me, O God, to recognize these moments of your presence, for I know that in every instant you are speaking to me. I also ask, Lord, that you illuminate my path through your word. As I open the scriptures, may I find clarity and understanding, about the verses that speak directly to my heart. May I meditate on each word, allowing them to penetrate my life and reveal your will. Help me to see how you communicate with me through your teachings, showing me the truths I need to embrace at this moment. O Father, help me to be attentive to the signs and synchronicities you place in my path. Often I ignore the coincidences that seem to have a greater purpose. May I have eyes to see and ears to hear, discerning your hand in every unexpected event, in every encounter that makes me reflect. May I understand the profound meaning of these interactions and how they can be direct messages from your heart. Grant me, Lord, the grace to value connection with others. May I be open to words of encouragement, advice, and even constructive criticism that come through the people around me. Help me to recognize that often your voice resonates through others, and that it is in sharing that we find the wisdom that guides us. May I cultivate relationships that help me perceive your will and grow in understanding and love. And when moments of discomfort and pain arise, may I find in them opportunities for learning and growth. Help me to understand that even in difficulties you are speaking to my heart. May I seek to discern the lessons you wish to teach me, and that through these experiences, I may draw closer to you, finding strength and hope amidst the storm. Lord, I ask that you guide me in the search for the purpose you have for my life. May I have clarity regarding my path, and may my actions align with your will. Help me to discern what is truly important and to focus on what brings me closer to you. May I be an instrument in your hands, ready to fulfill the mission you have prepared for me. Oh Lord, in this moment of quiet and reflection, I come to you with an open heart, eager to hear your voice. Help me to silence the restlessness of my mind and the distractions of my day-to-day life, so that I may attentively listen to what you have to say. May I find a sacred space amid the chaos, where your message can resonate within my being. Grant me discernment to perceive your presence in every whisper and every silence, so that I may truly understand your will. Guide me, Lord, in reading your scriptures, for in them I find light and wisdom. May every verse I meditate on become a clear and living revelation, speaking directly to my heart and my current situation. Help me to discover the depth of your words and to apply them in my life like a beacon illuminating my path and directing me in moments of doubt. May your word be nourishment for my soul, bringing clarity and understanding about what you wish for me to do at this moment. Lord, I ask you to help me perceive the signs and synchronicities that surround me. Often life seems full of coincidences, but I know that, in truth, they are messages from you. Open my eyes and my heart to recognize these significant moments, those unexpected encounters and events that have a greater purpose. May I understand that every detail in my life can be a communication from you, invitation to reflection and action. Grant me also the ability to connect with others in a deep and meaningful way. Help me to hear the voice of God that may be spoken through friends, family, and even strangers. May I be open to the wisdom that comes from others, even when their words are challenging or uncomfortable. May these relationships help me see your guidance and grow in faith and love. In moments of discomfort and pain, may I find your voice. Help me to understand that even in difficulties, there are valuable lessons to be learned and spiritual growth to be achieved. May I not despair in adversity, but seek your guidance and understanding. Teach me to view challenges as opportunities for transformation and strengthening, always seeking what you wish to teach me in this process. Lord, I cry out for clarity regarding the purpose you have for my life. Help me discern the path I should take and align my actions with your will. May I actively seek to understand what you desire for me to do at this moment, trusting that you will guide me in every step. May the search for my purpose be an act of surrender and faith, knowing that you have good and perfect plans for me. May I be attentive to everything you tell me through listening, the word, signs, connections, difficulties. and my purpose. Amen. Lord, in this moment of reflection and seeking, I come to you with an open heart, asking you to help me perceive the signs and synchronicities that you have placed in my path. May I have my spiritual eyes and ears awakened to recognize the small and large messages directed to me through everyday situations. Help me, O Father, to understand that often your voice reveals itself in unexpected encounters, in words spoken by strangers or friends, in coincidences that may seem merely accidental but are in fact manifestations of your will. May I see beyond the obvious and perceive your hand guiding every step of my journey. Grant me the wisdom to discern when you are sending me an alert or encouragement through events that may initially seem common. May I find in every experience a message that resonates in my heart and guides me to understand what you wish to teach me. Help me not to ignore the small clues you place on my path, but to welcome them with a receptive and attentive spirit. I also ask that you help me cultivate an open mind and heart for the signs that come through the people around me. May I be sensitive to words of encouragement, wise counsel, and even constructive criticism that may reflect your voice in my life. May I value these connections, recognizing that often you speak through others, using their experiences and insights to guide me. May I remember that synchronicities are not mere coincidences, but divine opportunities to align my path with your purpose. Help me to be patient and trust in your designs, even when I do not fully understand the direction things are taking. May I find comfort and clarity in every sign, even when the journey seems uncertain. Lord, may my life be a constant search for your purpose, and may I have the courage to follow the directions you present to me. May I always be attentive, seeking to understand what you are trying to say to me, not only in moments of tranquility, but also in the storms of life. Help me not to be distracted by the worries of everyday life, but to focus on the messages you have for me. I thank you for your constant presence, for every sign that guides me, and for every synchronicity that illuminates my path. May I each day draw closer to you and learn to hear your voice amid the noise of the world. May I have a heart willing to follow the guidance given to me, even if it leads me to unknown places. May my life be a testimony of your communication, and may I share with others the lessons I learn at every step. May I be a channel of love and wisdom, helping those around me to also recognize your voice word in their lives. O Lord, in your infinite wisdom, guide us every step of the way. I ask you to grant me a spirit of attentive listening. Help me to silence the agitation of my heart and mind so that I can perceive your gentle and welcoming voice. Often I let myself be carried away by the worries of everyday life and the incessant rush of life, forgetting to pause and listen to what you have to say. May I find moments of quietude where I can connect with you and feel the depth of your love and guidance. Your word, Lord, is a lamp for my paths. I ask you, in the midst of reading and meditating on the scriptures, to grant me clarity and understanding. May each verse I read become a living message in my heart, revealing what you wish for me to understand about my life and your will. May the sacred words speak directly to my being, bringing comfort, direction, and wisdom for what I am facing at this moment. Lord, help me to perceive the signs and synchronicities you place in my path. Often I wonder if they are mere coincidences or if they are imbued with your divine intention. Open my eyes so that I may recognize the messages that come through unexpected events and significant encounters, that I may understand the purpose behind each situation, seeing your hand guiding my life in a subtle yet powerful way. May I also value the connection with others, Lord. I recognize that many times you speak through the people who cross my path. Help me to be open to guidance, encouragement, and even constructive criticism. May I discern the wisdom that comes from you through the words and actions of those around me. May the relationships I establish be instruments of learning and spiritual growth, bringing me closer to you. In moments of discomfort and pain, may I find your voice, O God. Help me to understand that even in difficulties there are valuable lessons to be learned. May I embrace suffering as an opportunity to grow and draw closer to you. That in the midst of tribulations, I may find strength to continue and wisdom to comprehend what you wish to teach me in this process. May I not lose heart, but seek in you the comfort and direction I so need. Lord, I cry out for clarity in my search for purpose. I want to understand the path you have prepared for me and how I can align my actions with your will. Help me discern what you desire me to do at this moment, so that my life reflects your plans. May I be sensitive to your leadership and willing to follow the call you place in my heart, trusting that with every step, I will be fulfilling the purpose you have established for me. Lord, in this moment, when I find myself amidst discomfort and pain, I come to you with an open heart, eager to understand the lessons you have for me. I know that often it is in the most challenging moments that your voice becomes clearer, and that is why I implore for discernment. Help me to look at the difficult situations I face and find in them the divine purpose that is seeking to reveal itself. O God, I recognize that it is easy to get lost in feelings of anguish and despair, but I ask that through your grace I may see beyond the tribulations. May I understand that each tear, each pain, each moment of discomfort is an opportunity for growth and learning. Open my eyes to see the lessons you are teaching me through these experiences. May I find strength in you, even when everything seems bleak. Help me to remember that in the darkest hours, you are shaping my character and preparing my spirit. May I have patience and trust, even when I do not comprehend why certain situations occur. May I seek your presence even in the midst of the storm, and in doing so, find comfort and clarity amidst the chaos. Lord, allow me to feel your hand guiding me, even when the path seems uncertain. May I hear your voice whispering to my heart, bringing peace amidst discomfort. May I be capable of transforming pain into learning, frustration into motivation, and despair into hope. Help me, Father, to open myself to the changes you wish to make in me through difficulties. May I see these experiences as opportunities to draw closer to you and become the person you desire me to be. May I find joy in the small victories, even when they arise amidst great struggles. I ask that in every moment of suffering I remember your unconditional love and the promise that I will never be alone. May I seek your guidance and through it find the meaning I so long for. May I believe that even in the darkest nights, dawn is on the way. Grant me the wisdom to recognize that discomfort is often a sign that you're working in me, shaping me for a greater purpose. May I be receptive to the changes you wish to bring into my life, and that at the end of each difficult journey, I can look back and see your hand guiding every step of the way. May I, Lord, transform my pain into a testimony of your faithfulness, and as I share my experiences, may I help others find hope and encouragement amidst their own struggles. May I be a reflection of your love and grace, even when challenged by adverse circumstances. Thus, I surrender to you my discomfort and my doubts, asking that you help me hear your voice and understand what you are trying to teach me at this moment. May I emerge stronger and closer to you, ready to embrace the purpose you have for my life, even if it reveals itself in the most unexpected ways. O Lord, in this moment of introspection and search for your voice, I come to you with a sincere and open heart, crying out for understanding of the purpose you have for me. Help me, Lord, to discern the directions you wish for me to take, to recognize the paths that show me your light. Amidst so many uncertainties and distractions of daily life, I implore you to illuminate my mind and spirit, so that I may see clearly your will. Grant me, O God, a spirit of genuine seeking. May I draw near to you with the assurance that my life has a divine purpose. Help me understand that each day is a new opportunity to fulfill what is in your heart. May I free myself from the shackles of doubt and insecurity, always seeking to align my actions and decisions with what you desire for me. May I feel your call in every choice I make, in every step I take. I ask you, Lord, to reveal to me what pleases you. May I be an instrument of your will, and may my life reflect your light. In moments of uncertainty, may I remember that my purpose is not just for me, but for the realization of your greater plan. Help me to hear the truths you place in my mind and heart. May I not be swayed by the noise of the world, but seek the serenity in you, where I can find true direction. May I always be in a state of alertness, ready to perceive the messages that come from you. In my journey, Lord, do not let me forget the importance of the relationships I build. May I hear the words of encouragement and guidance that come from my brothers and sisters, recognizing that you speak through them. Help me to be receptive to constructive criticism and to understand that often your voice resonates in the interactions I have with others. May I cultivate relationships that lead me to you, that encourage me to live according to the purpose you have for me. And when moments of discomfort and pain present themselves, may I see beyond the difficulty. May I have the wisdom to seek what you are trying to teach me during these challenging times. Help me find comfort in you, knowing that even in tribulations, your voice is clear and your love is constant. May I learn to grow and strengthen myself, even when the path seems arduous. Lord, I ask that you guide me in the search for my purpose. May I find joy in serving others and in following your will. May each day be a new opportunity to draw closer to what you desire me to be. May I have clarity in my mission, and may my life be a testament to your grace and goodness. Amen. If you have come this far, it is because you feel that God is speaking to you in a special way. Each of the reflections we shared today aims to open our eyes and our hearts to the messages He delivers to us daily. Sometimes we are so caught up in the demands of everyday life that we fail to hear the gentle and loving voice of the Lord. But when we take a moment to pause and reflect, we can perceive that He is always present, guiding us and offering us comfort. It is important to remember that communication with God is not just an isolated moment, it is a continuous journey. It is an invitation for us to deepen our relationship with Him through prayer, reading the Word, and meditation. Along this path, we are challenged to let go of our own plans and allow ourselves to be molded by divine will. Often, what God desires to tell us may come in unexpected forms. Through a Bible passage we read, conversation with a friend, or even a moment of silence amidst the chaos of life. If you felt that today's words resonated in your heart, I encourage you to reflect on what God is asking you to do. It may be an act of faith, a forgiveness that needs to be granted, a decision that must be made, or even a new path you should follow. Sometimes, the answer we are seeking is right in front of us, but we need the courage to take the next step. I invite you to share this message with those you love. It is incredible how God's Word can touch lives in ways we never imagined. By spreading love and hope, we contribute to building a stronger and united community, where everyone can grow together in faith. Share your experience in the comments, and tell us how God has spoken to your heart. We want to hear your story and celebrate with you the wonders He is performing in your life. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. Our community is here to support you, to pray for you and with you, and to walk alongside you. By subscribing to our channel, you join a group of people who, like you, seek to better understand God's will and follow His teachings. We have many videos planned that will deepen your spiritual walk and encourage you in moments of doubt. Before we conclude, I want you to carry with you one certainty. God cares about you. He is concerned with every detail of your life and is always ready to hear your supplications and joys. Do not hesitate to seek Him in prayer, presenting your worries and dreams. He is a loving Father who desires the best for His children and rejoices when we turn to Him. As you move forward in your journey, always remember that each day is a new opportunity to hear God's voice, and to walk in obedience to His call. Let His light illuminate your path, and His peace flood your heart. May you be a channel of blessings in the lives of others, reflecting Christ's love in all that you do. I thank each of you for being here today. May the grace of the Lord be upon you, guiding your steps and renewing your hope with each new day. Until our next meeting, may God bless your life abundantly.